I eat Uncrustables every day.
What flavor?
We only have strawberry in Canada. Yeah.
Oh, I go to Buffalo. I import. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
We are here.
You like that little song?
I like it. It was good.
That was all right.
You've been practicing those pipes.
I do the teeth to the lips, the tongue to the, what's the phrase?
I don't know where you're going with that one.
Anyways, welcome back, everyone. My name is Daniel.
I'm Paul.
And this is Together,
the Dad Collective Podcast.
And we had even a harmony in there.
That was pretty good.
I went, wow, we should quit this podcast and just start like a band, like Wave, just the two of us.
Like a band full of boys?
Like a band, yeah, a band of, what would you call that? Like band where there's multiple boy members.
A gaiatorium.
Isn't it the place you visited last week?
That was a planetarium.
The planetarium.
You're always mixing those two up, you
Get
silly
them all
goose.
Confused. That's me.
Oh, man.
We are excited to be back for episode 4.
We are. We're counting the episodes because we learned that Daniel likes to count.
I'm a counter.
He's a counter.
They call me Count Carsula. That's a dad joke.
That was
for you. And we are excited to be here. How's your week going, man? We're now in the 4th week of October.
So I'm having horrifying dreams.
Of like, just because it's the season or because you're having a baby
I'm
soon?
Literally watching a horror movie every single night.
Oh, yeah. So you're pretty close to the end now at this point. You're like 4 or 5 days away.
I start hearing things. Literally yesterday, Jess went to go walk the dogs.
Yeah.
I thought
Don't leave.
No. I thought I heard a blood curdling scream coming from outside. I bolted because it sounded like Jess. Nobody.
To save her?
Yeah.
You couldn't do anything.
I was like, dude, I went to Super Kids Karate.
I feel like if somebody like flicked you, like one of your long bones, like your femur would just snap.
Yeah. And then I would use it to stab someone with it.
You were a sick.
This is what happens when you watch a horror movie every single night. How's your week been? What have you been up to?
My week's been great.
Yeah.
Kids are obviously in school. We have lots of programs.
What kind of programs?
Oh my God, my weekends are program. So I'll tell you the programs that we're doing right now. I'm not going to name each kid doing what because that's a whole mind fuck in itself.
Sure.
But between all the kids, there's ballet.
That's Atlas.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, I love it.
But no, it's not.
It's sidebar. I just literally thought of Little Rascals when they're all dressed in like the ballet costumes with Darla doing ballet. I thought
that was a good movie.
It's a fantastic movie. I love pickles every day. Pickles.
Pickles.
They're all dead.
So, and from that ballet, gymnastics. How do you bounce back from that? Musical theater.
Okay.
Swim.
Yeah.
That's it. But multiple kids are doing multiple activities.
Have you ever forgot to pick your kids up from something? Or does that just happen in the movies?
No, because most of the things that we take them to, we usually have to wait until they're done.
What do you do?
It's the best time in the world.
What do you do?
Because we separate. Me and Jamie aren't usually going together because there's multiple activities happening in different places.
Oh, I thought like you go together and then you just don't interact.
We just don't talk to each other.
Yeah.
That's kind of like how it is with social media these days. Like we park and then we're just like...
You just scroll
away and forget that.
He's a big Pinterest guy.
Pinterest?
Nice.
I'm more of an Etsy kind of dude.
Love it.
Love Etsy. So I'm driving, let's say Joey to ballet, and that's like a 45-minute class.
Okay.
I sit in the parking lot and I scroll, I listen to podcasts.
There you go.
I've been listening to ours a lot recently.
And you can on Spotify, Apple Podcasts,
Muse, Apple Podcasts,
iHeartRadio. We're on there.
Are we?
We are, yeah.
You got to start to let me know where we're at so I can speak about it.
Yeah, you should just,
stay in the loop myself?
Yeah, maybe.
3 kids.
That's fine.
No time.
I have a lot.
You have nothing.
Stuff.
Instead of bringing the camera today, I brought a bag of diapers. You thought that was awkward.
That's a diaper bag?
Diaper bag. Oh. No, that's not a diaper bag. That's a cooler. When we go to Buffalo, we put like our cold things that we want to buy there, like really cool like Eggo pancakes that you can't get here. We put them in there.
You're talking to the U.S. Treat King?
But you said you haven't been to Buffalo in a while.
I don't need to go to Buffalo. I got the plug.
So we had a great week. Yeah, really busy. 3 kids. You're really busy. Real estate, and I'm also working too. I guess
you guys did a cereal trade show.
We did a trade show. Yep, that was really fun. Me and Schreiber. It's the first time me doing a trade show, exhibiting at a trade show. To be honest,
Liar.
Okay. Besides entertainment,
you bite your tongue. We did awesome trade shows.
It's true. You're right.
We performed with Lackey.
What?
That was
That's more like an open house.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, great show. But yeah, been busy with work. Event circle's crazy in the heat of the season of just amazing things happening. Obviously, Goldie's busy, and more than that, kid life is busy. Dad life.
We like crossed paths, not swords. I was gonna say swords. When you did an awesome photo booth at one of my open houses.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Yeah,
it's funny.
It was a hit.
Yeah. Listen, everyone loves a photo booth. Although it's funny, we don't do so much of photo booths on their own anymore. Like, just like doing really cool stuff. We're building trade shows and crazy environments, immersive. It's not very interesting, but I find it interesting.
Environment.
We're building an environment.
Captain Planet. All right.
And all those things, Paul.
Yeah.
All the things that we do in our jobs, both selling homes and real estate.
Yeah.
And like creating cool environments and providing like families with delicious meals are creating these moments in other people's lives. And that brings us to our topic today.
I was waiting for that.
I
was waiting for the transition.
I can connect A to whatever. Like, that's how good I am.
I was anticipating how it was going to drop.
Yeah,
that was good.
Because you're making memories. I'm making memories. And today's about how do you make memories, and are you aware of those memories that you're making with your kids? Now, obviously, you won't have much to say about that, but maybe you'll think of some things you're going to want to do to create these kind of, pivotal moments in their lives that become traditions.
I got a couple of things to ask you about their first times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
We're just gonna slide that in.
I'm excited. I'm a big movie guy.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that first movie. It's probably not going to be a typical movie I watch.
What movie?
Like going to a movie with your kid for the first time.
Oh, going to see a movie.
Yeah. That's like to the theater.
I'll tell you a little dad hack for that.
Let's hear it.
Little tidbit.
Yeah.
When you go to movies with your kids, now I don't know how it is down south where you live, but like if you're coming up north,
south, I'm down south.
Yeah.
This is barely downtown. I'm like in High Park.
Yeah, I come like through a weird way, so I don't even feel like I'm south. But nonetheless, everybody goes to like in Toronto and Canada. Silver City seems to be like, the main theater. That's kind of everywhere.
We ran that shit.
Yeah, we used to hang out there all the time.
And just in the parking lot.
Not
even the parking lot, like outside the doors.
We wore our Gap puffy vests.
I didn't have one of those.
And our visors.
You didn't have one of those either.
Well, you weren't part of the cool crew.
You used to wear your upside down visor. You had a fedora stage. We'll get into our history. We'll do a history of Paul and Carson.
We can do like a bar mitzvah tribute video of us.
Goodness.
Go through
from
time.
Each of our bar mitzvahs too.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, those were fun.
Yeah.
But so Silver City's the big, whatever, Famous Players. Is it Famous Players still? I don't even know.
It is, yeah.
Whatever that is. That franchise, Cineplex owns it now, is the big one. But there's a side movie theater kind of corporation business.
Rainbow?
I think it's called Rainbow, the one. I think it is
Rainbow Cinemas.
But it's not Rainbow anymore. I think it's called something else.
Sure.
I'll find that out if you know what it is. There's one in the Promenade. So comment below.
The Promenade is still a thing.
Still there. Now there's condo towers going up. It's really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the good thing is it's a smaller theater.
Okay.
But all the chairs recline. Every single one turns into like a full out lazy boy recliner.
Yep.
And the snacks and the popcorn and candies are like next level, like really good ones, like not relationships. Like again, Silver City has to have like this version of the product, whatever the company is. Like it's all whatever, Cadbury or something, whatever it is. This one has like really good snacks and it's like much, much less expensive and again, when you have kids and you got to buy lots of popcorn and lots of snacks, the price difference adds up. So I love it. So there's your old dad hack.
You don't bring your own.
We don't bring our own.
Listen, I'm a sour candy fanatic. And I find like a lot of sour candy just doesn't live up to its name. So I always need to bring my own sour candy to the theater.
What kind of sour candy like that?
We're not giving
sour kids.
We're not giving any free brand deals here. So we're not going to, I'm not going to do that unless they want to pay us.
Yeah. But if you say it first and you can entice them and demand, say it and then send them an invoice.
Does that work for anything?
No.
I was going to say Rolex, but no, it's fine.
Doesn't work for anything.
So I bring my own sour candy, but I love movie theater popcorn.
Yeah, movie theater popcorn is the best, and that's the main reason why I don't buy. Although with kids, like, you got to be careful. Popcorn's a kind of a choking hazard for kids, so we didn't really allow like any of our kids to start eating popcorn until they were like 7 or 8.
And he says he's not a strict parent.
It's so frightening when they choke, and babies choke a lot. You'll see this, like even when they're breastfeeding, they'll just fucking like, and they sound like they're dying.
Yeah.
And it is so frightening. It is so frightening.
So what do?
You get through it. It happens for a brief second.
What do you mean
and
you get through it?
They're not like choking for like 4 minutes. So it's not like you're panicking. It's just like they choke for a second or they're crying. They're crying and they can't catch their breath because they're babies and babies are fucking stupid and they can't catch their breath. Yeah. And so they like choke. And sometimes the choking causes them to throw up, which is scary too. It's all scary. Your first kid, and I know in this case, potentially your only kid.
I love how you say potentially.
Because they don't write it off.
We still have that bet on the table. I will give you a year of income.
Fine.
If I purposely.
There's no purposely.
Purposely have a child.
No, not purposely.
Because if my 2-for-1 snip when she's getting cut open.
Like fails, I mean?
Yeah, because it happens. I was talking to my buddy Roy, one of his buddies. But his wife could have been cheating.
We'll see what the baby looks like.
Yeah.
That was great in Curb. Anyways, it doesn't matter. We go off a little bit. And if you don't like that, let us know. But that's how our brains work. Sometimes we'll be having a topic and we have to tangent a little bit.
You just do it.
You got to tangent.
So first experiences. So yeah. Is it worth it to do stuff? Because your kids might not remember it. I have seen insane first birthday parties.
Yeah, that's more for the parents. Because they're so excited about their firstborn that, like, you know, again, we have cameras in our pockets. So their memories later on in life will be highly influenced by the fact that they can pull up pictures of those moments. Like I have 4 pictures of me as a kid, right?
Yeah, and you're still wearing that same denim shirt with stars.
I love that. I wasn't a kid. I was a preteen.
Whatever. I went through a dressing like Michael Jackson phase.
We all did. But yeah, so the fact is that their memories are going to be not just memories that they have in their mind. It's hard to distinguish memories of looking at photos, right?
Sure, yeah.
So maybe like that's a reason to kind of go all out, whatever that looks like for you.
Yeah.
Because they get to see it when they're cognizant of reality.
So are you going to have like a movie night? Here was Joey's first vacation. And she'd be like, I don't remember any of this. How much money did you spend?
We did a lot more of that. So early on in Joey's life, we used to make albums, like print the albums through digital photos. Yeah. We made videos. We did so much. Now it's like now it's just a smorgasbord
that's what I'm saying.
A graveyard of photos in my phone.
Being the baby, shit end of the stick.
Yeah.
Having one kid.
I think the middle's the real shit end.
No, because the baby. Yeah.
But the baby is it's your first baby and it's your last baby.
So you're technically the baby in the middle.
Yeah, when there's just a duo, it's just oldest and youngest. There's no middle syndrome.
Half of you's the middle.
Which half?
The bad.
The bottom half?
The bad. That's your bad half?
It's my bad half.
No, but like, I feel like I see, like you were traveling with them quite early. You went to Disney.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like, okay, so to hone this in for a moment.
Hone it in.
What we're talking about is creating moments and memories and the importance of that and traditions. I think traditions is a big part of it. It's like, what are you going to want to do, Paul, that every year is something that you do, and it could be something big, it can be something small, but that's really what this is about, is like those memories, those moments, those traditions, those, you know, things that happen throughout your life that you make a constant, so that, yeah, they have great memories. They have great moments in their life. And they don't have to always be big. They can just be small little things.
Well, I think the small things always outweigh the big things.
Yeah.
But
in the grand scheme of things,
I also think that like you plan a big trip like this. Sorry, like going to Disney.
Yeah, we did that when they were young.
You're just setting. Did you go with parents?
Nope.
You're setting yourself up for so much frustration.
Yeah, because they don't appreciate it.
And then who are you really doing it for?
Us.
But did you fully enjoy it because you were?
Yes.
How old was Joey?
So we've been to Disney twice with our kids. Once before Atlas was born, and once.
So was it Joey and
the first one was Sonny. Joey and Sonny. Joey was like 4, and Sonny was basically like 1.
Okay.
Like 8 months, I think. And it was great. Like again, Joey doesn't have memories specifically, but we have great, you know, Instagram highlights and all these different things that we can go back to that are good memories for me and Jamie, and even for her, because she, you know, looks at it and is excited about what she's done.
Okay.
But it really isn't about, if we're talking about Disney, right? So that's a big moment or a big tradition, a big memory that could potentially carry with them. Disney is really great because it allows different ages of children to still partake in it. So it's like, you know, if you go to Wonderland, right? and there's a kid area in Wonderland.
I haven't been there in so long.
Neither have I. Yeah. But nonetheless, the reality is you go to Wonderland, if you bring a baby, there's really not much they can do. You can't bring them on a ride with you. Like no rides are conducive. Pretty much 85% of the rides.
You're just wandering around.
You're just wandering around, pushing, you're eating like pizza. You're doing whatever you got to do. But pretty much most of the rides and experiences at Disney are completely full age, but still fun for adults. Cause like you can bring the baby on something and you don't need to strap them in. There's tons of character experiences. Disney does that really well. So it's not so much the age and the memory. Will they remember or will they not?
Sure.
That throws you off. It's just the age of the child. How do I say this? Of the child's like awareness of Disney. So I'll give you an example. So Atlas, the second time we went was last year.
Yes.
Atlas was 1 and a bit. And so he was able to go sit in restaurants, go on rides, go on things because he was
just
not
like,
fully like
mom and dad, I'm going to go.
Not by himself. I'm just saying he was able to with us without getting tired or being overwhelmed because of the exact age he was at the exact time. If I went to Disney, let's say now, where all my kids are now slightly older, Atlas now would be a nightmare at Disney because he can't sit still. So he's now like older, he can walk, and he's at this 2 years and a few months.
Yeah, sure.
Age where putting him in a seat to eat dinner, waiting in line, he wouldn't do.
So what's the sweet spot here?
I don't know. I haven't cracked that code yet.
Really?
Luckily, both times we went, to me, they were both sweet spots, both from driving to Florida on one of those trips.
I wish there was a hidden camera of you being like, if you don't stop, I'm turning this van around.
That was more like our parents' generation.
Or just leaving us in random.
So Disney's, yeah, exactly. So Disney's a big memory, and we've done it twice, but I wouldn't necessarily call it a tradition. We may not do it on over and over, but like before we talk about what, some of the things that I've definitely adopted where I try to like do often with my kids.
Sure.
And what you might want to do with your little guy.
Okay.
What are you calling him this week?
Francois.
Oh, he's cultured.
He's fancy.
You got to say like
this.
Well,
it's just like we do a European vacation. I want him to fit in.
Okay, that's true. Maybe in this scenario, you're taking him to.
I see him with like a little hat and like a long cigarette.
And a little mustache.
Kids are allowed to smoke in Europe.
Oh, they all do.
They all do. Just kindergarten,
But are there any memories or traditions that you had as a kid that you loved or didn't like in your family?
Yeah, so we used to go to Florida every year.
Pebble Beach, no?
Cocoa Beach. Yeah. No, we did the Disney thing. We did the Universal. So we used to do that during the summer. We all went to camp, and I feel like camp kind of ends. You would know this because you don't go to camp anymore, but you did up until you were 38.
Yeah. 20 minutes ago, I quit.
He just left camp.
I just sent the email.
So yeah, we'd always have the last 2 weeks in August. So we'd always go to Florida. That was a thing. We would drive to Florida.
And is that a good memory or a bad memory? Be honest.
It's both.
What part's good? What part's bad?
I think it shaped me as a man. I love the beach. I think it's funny because now Florida is summer. I don't think I would ever go. I had to go to Miami for a conference. I was like, oh, I hate this.
It's nice there.
Yeah, we love Florida so much.
Good food.
Yeah, no, it was cool because I met the Ninja Turtles and that was awesome.
Yeah,
cool memory.
I saw those. I saw them too.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
They're good buds, and it was definitely cool to do that. Tradition wise, my family wasn't, I don't think, so big into that.
What about small? So hold on, let me back it up for 1 second. When you went there, when you drove there every year, how many years would you say you did it?
It was a bunch.
Till you were 13 kind of thing? 13 years?
I would say, probably till I was 11 or 12, yeah.
Are the memories just of this final destination? You said you loved the beach, you met the Ninja Turtles, all this great shit, but do you have any warm, fuzzy memories of the drive up?
Well,
of stopping in cool restaurants on the side of the road, any of that stuff?
Bob Evans, come on. No, we went through 2 hurricanes.
Okay. Not such a great memory.
For who? Maybe I like hurricanes.
Maybe you're right.
Maybe I want to be a weatherman. Why are you assuming?
I shouldn't judge.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Sorry.
It was horrible.
Okay.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hurricane Bob, Hurricane Andrew. I ended up being a touring musician. So that kind of evolved into my life.
Yeah.
Seen a lot of the States.
Yeah.
No, it was fine. It was good.
But was there any happiness on the drive, or is it that a point of fuck, the drive sucks, we can't wait till we get there?
Thinking, I remember my mom, when I was a lot younger, she'd make these packages of books. I used to read a lot.
Memory.
Yeah. So like R.L. Stein and Goosebumps. I'm telling you, it's all, Goosebumps. That looks great. Justin Long.
Amazing.
Justin Long.
Yeah.
Love him.
Looks great.
Love him. But yeah, so I used to read a lot. I remember The Vampire Diaries. It was like one of my favorites.
That came out like in 2009.
No, man. It was a book before. L.J. Smith. Come on now.
Yeah, I love this book from my childhood, Twilight.
Yeah, Twilight, man.
We were like 18.
Yes. Listen, I was late to reading.
That's all right.
Clearly.
Me read good now.
Yeah. So so stuff like that was really cool.
Any smaller like memories or traditions, things
like
that your parents did like annually? Like
we always used to do the video game birthdays at my house.
Yeah.
Do you remember those?
Yeah, I do.
See, there you go. They were awesome.
Memories for me, memories for you.
Yeah. So we used to rent a lot of the game systems. I'd always have one or whatever.
Yeah.
So we would rent 5 or 6 of them and bring a bunch of TVs in my basements.
Yeah.
Both of our basements have seen things.
Seen some things.
They have. So we used to we did that a lot. We did that a lot. I did like bowling parties, Laser Quest, all that stuff. It was the birthday parties, I think.
Yeah.
That you definitely remember. What about you?
As a child, yeah. I mean, I don't know if we also birthday parties for sure. But a lot of like my memories, again, they don't necessarily have to be necessarily twice, 3 times there. Yeah. They don't actually have to be necessarily large things.
I'm getting
I have to
you
say,
a thesaurus.
Yeah. Can somebody put a synonym up for necessary? I'll take anything.
Yeah.
A lot of my memories aren't all just pivotal moments in my life. There we go. I got around it.
You did. Yeah.
Like birthday parties and all that stuff. But it is like going to Florida. Like we used to go to Florida also every year. My booby lived there, so we'd go there for 2 weeks.
Yep.
I believe during March break.
Did
we
you
just
drive
took an extra week. We always flew. We drove to Florida once as a child, when I was a child, and we never did it again.
Okay.
Not because we were bad, but I think like my family just didn't want to drive.
I don't think I took my first flight until I like DJ'd a party out of Toronto.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never
that's the case for lots of people.
I never flew with my parents, and whenever like later on in life, whenever we had like a wedding out of town or something, I'd fly myself.
Yeah. No, flying's the best, but it's really fucking awful.
I actually love flying.
Yeah, I like flying, the act of flying, but like the process of going to fly is just the worst. Like 2 hours early and this and that. It
doesn't bother me.
Ugh, it's so much. I hate waiting around. I just want to get to my destination.
I guess I've been traveling a lot this year, so I've just kind of the last 2 years I've been a lot of traveling.
The reality is that my memories are things within things. So when we went to Florida every year, one of the kind of great traditions and memories I have is going to like McDonald's and playing in like the ball pit, or Burger King in the ball pit, right? Yeah. We would go to do ceramics and I'd paint things. We do that every year. It became like a little tradition. So I think those types of things, not always thinking and focusing, because people are obviously at different phases in their life with their kids. They might have different means. It doesn't always need to be the wow factor. You can make lots of really great memories by some of the simplest things, and some of the simplest things are my best memories. Yeah,
and I think that can really help build your child to not expect
for sure
just massive stuff. And the holidays are around the corner, and I know that there's a lot of people that for Christmas they'll have the gifts from Santa, and then they'll have the gifts from their family, right? Just so it doesn't, to the other kids, it doesn't look like, oh shoot, like my parents don't love me because they didn't get me PlayStation 5.
Or vice versa. Like Santa doesn't love me.
Yeah. Well, Santa, he always skipped over our house because asshole.
Well, he can smell our lack of foreskin.
Yeah. So I'm excited for Christmas with Francois.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be exciting.
Because you guys, we got full disclosure. Yeah. You got the Judaism on your side, the Christian, Jewish-ish, Christianity-ish. But you get to celebrate in both fun cultures. Listen, we do Christmas too in my house. Like I have a Christmas tree because part of the memories that we want to have for our kids, it's just like fun shit. Yeah. Like Christmas is fun.
Exactly.
And we make it ours, and we open up like the Hanukkah presents pretty much on Christmas morning.
Sure.
Because it's fun.
Yeah, exactly.
And so if it's fun and you both like doing it, both the parents and the kids, do it.
What was one thing that you planned for the kids and you thought it was going to be a massive hit, but it was a total disaster? there's got to be something that, because you go pretty big with stuff.
Yeah, I think some. How about this? I make videos, or I used to make a lot of videos, and so this wasn't so much for my kid, but my niece. Is that I thought before my kids were born, I'm gonna make like wicked awesome videos of like just documenting their lives and just doing great stuff. And I worked hard on it and made edits like the birth of my niece and like a bunch of stuff. And so I brought like good cameras. I filmed lots of cool things. And I worked really hard on this video that ended up being like 30 minutes after the edit.
Okay.
And like we never go back. No one ever watches it. It was like a nice at the time at the moment. But that's something like invested a lot of time, invested a lot of thought, invested a lot of emotion, and not much came from it. So it's you start to learn as you have kids what's worth your time to do to make these impactful moments and how you can do it in a way that's easier, right?
So it's like picking your battles.
Pick your battles for the good stuff too, not just the bad stuff.
Your first birthday party for Joey.
Yeah, you guys were all there.
We were all there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty big.
It was big, but it was also at our house, right? So we didn't, again, people try to keep up. We know this with like the Joneses.
Sure.
And so you see these things on Instagram with crazy, #1 balloons and photo shoots and all these different bouncy castles, all this stuff. Does it all matter? Maybe on social media, but in reality, our birthday parties were, like you said, like pizza in the basement or grilled cheese at the bowling alley. That stuff makes just as much of an impact sometimes than the big thing.
I actually remember your first birthday party.
No, you don't. Like Joey's first birthday?
No,
like my personal first birthday?
Yeah, with the Batman costume?
That wasn't my first birthday.
What birthday was that?
That was like my 10th birthday.
I thought it was your first birthday.
It's like one.
Not your first. No, like I think the grade 1 birthday. Kindergarten.
Like the
I
first
didn't know
birthday
you
of
when you were 1.
Well, you said my first.
Sorry,
what else?
The first birthday.
No. Don't just scale past that. I just ask everyone. If someone said to you your first birthday, what would you assume? Would it be their first birthday or the first birthday of that school year?
Potato. It's the first birthday I was at like this Italian restaurant. And some dude showed up in a Batman costume that you said was your uncle.
It was at Video Invasion.
Was it?
Yes.
I like pictured it as like that.
Yeah, because I think that's what it looked like inside there.
Yeah, like the
Video Invasion. My uncle did some stuff with the Batman movies, and when it first came out, Michael Keaton, and so he had the costume.
Yeah,
it wasn't my 10th. I think it was my 8th birthday. He had the
costumes.
It would have been
anyways,
it's still not my first. Still not my first birthday.
Okay.
And they came dressed up, and that was a big moment. Again, not a memory you still have.
Yeah.
Not a huge party. My parents never went crazy or all out. It wasn't a thing back then anyways. But like a little thing. My uncle had the costume. He came, put it on. We took Polaroid pictures.
Yeah.
You still have yours?
I probably do.
Probably at your parents' house.
Yeah.
And everyone got a Polaroid picture of Batman and the Joker.
Was that instead of a loot bag? Your parents did 2 birds, 1 stone?
Loot bags weren't even a big thing back then either when we were younger. Later they were, but...
I'm pretty sure they were.
Loot bags now are insane.
If that's what your parents told you to make you feel better about your parties.
Don't worry, Daniel.
Nobody likes loot bags. No one likes free candy.
Everyone just likes Little Caesars pizza.
They're coming for you because they like you so much, not for the loot bags.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I don't think loot bags were a big thing.
They were.
Anyways, yeah, that was a great party, and those are pivotal moments. But yeah, just to tie that back together, you don't need, we're talking a lot about birthday parties and things that everybody celebrates every year, but you don't need big things to make memories. And so when I was, before I had kids, I started thinking of like grandiose things to do. But when the kids came, I started finding like small little things that are just amazing, magical moments. So I'll give you an example.
I was going to ask for one.
I didn't think you want to hear this example, but I'll give you an example.
I appreciate that.
All right. So, and this is a newer one that I'm doing right now. So I'll give you a modern, present day example.
Sure.
So Joey is 8.
She is.
So every night I go into her room at the end of the night after I put like either Atlas or Sunny to bed because she stays up later. I go into her room and we have like nighttime routine traditions. And what we've been doing a lot recently, and I'm telling you, this is a great way to utilize this technology because people are using it for different things. This gave me a business idea, but
I know exactly what you're going to say before you're going to say it.
Well,
can I guess? Why we've been
friends.
I guess.
Go for it.
It's going to be a AI story.
Yes, to some extent, pretty bang on.
Wow.
But we take it one step further. So we get into bed. We talk for a little bit. How was your day? Blah, blah, blah. Try to find out if anything went wrong. Lots of things go wrong. I get a call from the principal's office every single day that Joey bumps her head and came to the office for ice.
Why is she doing it on purpose now?
She's a fucking klutz.
How does she bump her head?
She tripped. The basketball hit her. She fell into a wall. She fell putting on her snow pants. Like everything. Every day I get calls about her head.
Get her a helmet.
That's next step. That's what the school's now suggesting.
I'll get her a Dad Collective podcast sticker.
Listen, now you're thinking like a marketer.
No, I monetize everything.
Boom, monetize my child's soft skull.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, but I make her tell me the prompt. So we use ChatGPT and I say, what do you want to make a story about? And so she has to give me a good description, like a 1 to 2 sentence description of what the premise of the story should be. She gives it to me. I type it while she's talking. It generates a great story. I always write 5 paragraphs because I don't want to get like a 20-page book.
It'll just keep going.
It'll keep going. So I always before, I don't tell her this because she's like, make it longer. I'm like, it doesn't go any longer.
This is it.
This is as long as ChatGPT can do.
Character limits.
We didn't have the internet when we were kids.
We
and
had
you got this.
Mad Libs. That was our ChatGPT.
Exactly. This is modern day Mad Libs. And so she'll tell me the story and then I read her that story with like the voices and the different things that come out of the story. And it's improv for me and she loves it. And I have a feeling because she asked for it. If we don't do it for a couple of days, she asks for it. Yeah. That's going to be like a memory that could potentially be like in her wedding speech. You know what I mean? When she's talking about me.
Okay.
It's those moments. I DJ weddings, right? You know this.
Yes.
It's one of the many things I do. The speeches that these daughters give, and I get way more sentimental at weddings now that I'm working at because
I cry a lot.
I don't cry, but I project myself.
I've cried.
We've discussed this.
No, but like at someone else's wedding.
Oh my God.
I just like literally just wandered into a random person's wedding and just started crying.
They're like, security,
like,
can we remove this tall,
so
lanky guy who's crying behind the sycamore tree? Most of the stories that the brides tell are of their dads when they're talking about their parents and these small memories. They're not saying, you remember my 8th birthday when you did this crazy like bouncy castle, blah, blah, blah. No, they don't know talking about that. They talk about these little moments, which is like inspiring, to be honest.
I would say that, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Thanks for your support.
No. But I also think that there could be a time where it flips and she might be over it, but she thinks that you love it so much.
For sure.
That she wants to keep your old senile mind going.
Listen, if a kid, I would not want to raise a child like that who just
does stuff to make you happy.
I don't want that.
You want her to be honest, be like, Dad, honestly,
yes,
I hate this.
I mean, if I raised a respectful girl or boy, I don't think they would talk like that necessarily.
Why?
I hate this. Like they would find a way. I don't know. Maybe I'm well wishing my future, but I just don't think that's not going to happen to me.
Okay, sure.
They could be polite and respectful their whole lives.
Like she's a very creative girl.
Yeah. It's funny. We are mostly just talking about Joey because she's the oldest.
Well, I was just going to say, so no. So she's an actor.
Yes.
And she was, I guess, performing from an early age.
Yep.
And do you see that in the other two? Do you see that spark, that
not
fire
so
in the
much
performance belly?
No. Her performance skills come from a place of having a really good memory as a kid.
I was going to say they came from you.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes.
From an inheritance
no
standpoint.
Offense, Jamie.
No, Jamie's creative for sure.
Yeah, she's very creative.
It's hard to stand in my spotlight.
Living in that shadow.
Yeah, just everyone has to live in my shadow.
Yeah.
But her memory is really what indicated to us that this would be good for her because her recall and all this stuff is amazing. And that lends itself when you're a child actor, which she essentially is.
She is, yeah.
Being able to remember everything, instructions, scripts, whatever it is like the most important thing to people making movies, TV shows, whatever, because usually when a kid's in a movie, they're playing a kid, right?
Sure.
So it's not a far stretch necessarily of who they might already be, but being able to listen, take instructions, remember things, and just go through the script and have the whole thing without them cutting 800,000 times. Yeah. It's valuable, I think. So that's a memory that she has that I think she'll have probably forever, even if she continues on acting or not, she has these crazy memories that probably forever.
I want to tell you a really funny story about a kid acting thing.
Oh yeah.
So my agent, same actual agent as Joey, sends me to an audition, and I walk into the audition. It was for some like Hallmark movie, one of those like bullying things or whatever. So I thought I was going in to be like the older brother. I was probably like 19 at the time.
Yeah.
So I walk into the audition, and it's all kids. It's all kids.
And
like little, like 7-year-old kids to play the
brother. So what happened?
So I read that role better than all of those fucking kids. No,
and you got the part.
I got the part. No, he sent me to the wrong audition.
Oh,
but
God.
like just seeing the parents there, because like as much as she's doing it, this is creating memories for you.
Oh, absolutely.
Like she, being on set for her the first time.
Yeah.
Right. Like all of that stuff.
For like a long, like 3 weeks, right? 4 weeks we were on set. It's like,
it's not just kids who are getting these memories. It's you as well.
Absolutely. And it's amazing. It's like a different feeling I'd never felt before to like, in this case, we're talking about her acting, be on set, watch her through the camera, do her thing. And I'm like, that's my fucking like, that's mine.
Did you get jealous that it wasn't?
I don't get jealous. And I know that might be hard to believe. Even Jamie makes those jokes.
No, but you were in a commercial.
I was in 2 commercials.
Devil Sticks? Was it Devil?
It was, they're called Devil Sticks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was in. A Devil Stick commercial.
And something else.
And a Honda commercial.
Yeah.
But
that's got to be a crazy feeling.
To watch those memories unfold for her and for me is insane. But I'm very careful because as much as we want to create like memorable moments and memories and traditions, those memories that you create sometimes could be bad memories. And that's, it's a fine line. If we're talking about acting, like the moment I see her on set, not want to be there, not be comfortable, not like enjoy it anymore.
Yeah.
The next day she stops. Like there's no like pressure from us for her to do this. Like she she loves auditioning. She loves going on camera. She loves that. There may be a day, who knows, soon, not soon, never, tomorrow, where she's like clearly not interested anymore. She'll stop. So a great memory can quickly turn into a negative memory.
Yeah, it's a tough business for both. It's got to be tough on you guys when she doesn't get something.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I don't give a shit.
You don't care? Even if she's upset?
She's not upset.
She doesn't get upset?
She doesn't know. She now knows a little bit, but she's like, up until she was like 6, she thought the audition was like the job.
Oh.
She doesn't know. She knows that there's callbacks or she doesn't know that language.
Like screen testing.
Even now, stuff. Like she knows about like audition, callbacks, all these different things that you do.
Yeah.
But if we do an at-home filming audition and we submit it and we don't hear back, because that's what happens. You either don't hear back or you do because you got it.
Yep. She
doesn't remember. Like she doesn't like, I mean, she might remember, but she never brings it up again.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's harder when you did it like 18 or 16.
Yeah, it was brutal.
That's when it's bad because that's when you have all the pressures of life on you and you're so aware of yourself.
Yeah, there was a lot of like big misses with me and it kind of sucked.
You're terrible.
Yeah, but you move on. But so
it doesn't sound like you moved on.
Did not move on. Chad Michael Murray, I hate you.
I will come get you.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about One Tree Hill. But yeah,
so what memories? I don't know.
So
what are you trying to create?
We've got a trip in March already planned for Francois.
Yeah.
Jess and I, her grandparents.
How old will Francois be at the time?
March, so 3 months.
Because it's December, January, to carry the one.
4 months.
Yeah,
you guys go by weeks. I don't understand counting by weeks.
I think after the first
week.
So when you hit week 8, you're 2 months.
Okay.
6 weeks. The reason why, and it's funny, I hated that shit too.
Yeah.
Hated it.
So you got to count.
The reason
you love counting.
No, but it's like, oh, she's like 43 weeks or whatever. Like,
and then as soon as, is it weird whenever if you see a number, your kids just freeze? They're like, oh, here he goes.
No, only when I start. Only if I start with the number 5.
Okay.
And there's a tone and the lip bite.
Oh, the lip bite. Yeah.
The reason why people do these weeks is because milestones are so much bigger in smaller amounts of time.
Yeah.
So the baby at 2 weeks versus the baby at 6 weeks.
Completely different baby.
Different baby, different milestones. So like time is smaller. But yeah, if you get up to the 48 weeks and like, yeah, my kid's 132 and a half weeks, like go fuck yourself. Like what does that even mean?
It's stupid. So yeah,
Can't stand it. That grinds my gears.
We already have a trip planned.
Where?
To the British Virgin Islands. Her grandparents rented.
Are there other Virgin Islands besides British?
Not after you're done with them.
What does that mean?
I don't even know. So yeah, so we're supposed to go in March for, I think, 10 days, 2 weeks or something with the baby.
Plans while you're there?
Pardon?
Do you have plans while you're there already?
I just found out about this trip a couple of days ago.
So no plans.
So yeah, it's like they're like, oh, it's so exciting for the baby to travel. I definitely want to be that family that gets the baby used to things. So exposure to loud noises, because like we said,
loud noises,
because we like to watch a lot of movies and just normalize that kind of stuff. And like, yeah, the traveling, I'm very used to traveling. Traveling stresses Jess out a little bit. So
is she a flyer or not really?
No, she's fine with flying. It's we're both very bad with time management.
Yes, you're awful.
We're horrible with time management.
This podcast was supposed to start like 7 hours ago.
Yeah, and it's like 3 a.m.
Just got out of the shower.
We just like avoided
Not
all the
together.
sugar wolves. But yeah, so it's just like, who's the trip for? Is it for us? Is it for the baby? The baby's not going to remember it.
No.
But in my head, I'm just like, yo, I love Harry Potter. So there's like certain things I'm excited for, right?
What does Harry Potter have to do with it?
Because I'm thinking about Disney. This is where I was going to go before you very rudely.
Harry Potter as a dad is in Universal. Fuck. I just blew your mind.
Yeah, you did. So yeah, like I'm excited to see Francois watch Harry Potter for the first time, or like the Avengers or the Marvel universe and like that kind of stuff, or like going back when he's like 12, be like, hey, let's watch this movie called Billy Madison. It came out 50 years ago.
Oh my fucking God.
You know what I mean?
You sparked my mind. Yeah, go on first.
So like stuff like that, like their first times, I get to relive my first times through.
So it's like selfish for you.
Their eyes. Yes and no, but it's like sharing
Listen,
interests.
if it's win-win, then it should be as much for you as it is for them. It needs to be enjoyable. I take my kids to activities that I may not enjoy at all. And it's like, it's not fun. But if we can do something together and enjoy it together, it's great. Billy Madison.
Yes.
Speaking of traditions, speaking of memories, I'm telling you, this was amazing. So again, Joey, she's my oldest. There's more things. There's more time.
He likes his other kids too.
I'm trying to, but like Atlas is too, like I haven't had a lot of time to make memories, but there's no memories yet. It's like, I take him to, vibe to dance. Like he doesn't do a lot of things now. Joey had a lot of, she's an old soul. She's got lots of time under her belt. But we went through, it's another thing that we do is sleepovers. Like we get excited for sleepovers. We sleep in my basement. We sleep in her room. We love sleepovers together and we plan them and we make it like a movie night in a room.
Wait, what do you mean?
What does sleepovers mean?
But like
we live in the same house.
Under the same house.
We sleep together. I sleep in her room. We sleep in the basement together. Like,
does she have a king size bed?
When you have a family, you sleep with your wife.
Yes.
Your kids have their own rooms.
Yes.
So when me and Joey have a sleepover, I leave my wife and I sleep in the room with Joey.
What does Jamie do?
She sleeps alone.
Oh.
And probably enjoys it a lot more.
Probably.
So we watched every Adam Sandler, pretty much every Adam Sandler. There's a couple I omitted, but for like 12 weeks straight, once a week, we watch a different Adam Sandler movie.
What did you start with?
I think we started with Big Daddy.
Okay, that's a good start.
It's a good start. There's a kid in the movie. She's a child actor.
Captain Kangaroo.
The child. Yeah. Oh, that guy. I mean, that's Sprouse, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, one of them.
Yeah.
Or both of them.
Both.
And so, introducing your kid and creating memories, like you said, memories that you had as a kid and putting those memories into them and sharing that experience with them and reliving that memory makes that memory like fucking like a billion times better. It's crazy. It's like a chemical change where she's now laughing at the movie that made you laugh as a kid.
Yeah.
That's a great place to start trying to make memories.
I'm going to just go a little controversial here.
You're going to say none of what I said is true?
No, I think that's great.
Okay, good.
I do. Are there certain things, because obviously Atlas is your first boy.
First boy.
Are there certain things that you are excited for to create memories for him that you couldn't do with Joey and Sonny?
Or Sonny. Yes and no. I think that obviously just for the fact that they have their different sexes, boys and girls, they might have different experiences. Like Atlas might really be into, and we'll talk about this in a future podcast actually, but like Atlas might be really into sports, right? Maybe the girls will be into sports. Maybe Atlas will be into something that the girls aren't, right? I think that will happen regardless of the sex that they are.
It's not about, are you excited to have like a boys' night or like,
I think,
you know what I mean? Like
for sure having, the way I think of it now that I have all these kids is that I think that because I have 2 girls and a boy and both sexes and all different ages, that there won't be a moment, and I wonder if you've thought of this yet, but I do. There won't be a moment throughout the lifetime of my kids where at least one of those kids won't be on my side. And so what I mean by that is it's commonly known that like, okay, so when you have a girl,
yeah,
it's like daddy's girl, and the girls love you when they're young, right?
And then they switch to moms.
And then they switch to moms, or maybe they start with moms, or actually let's flip it with moms. This is what I see, right? They love their mom, Then they get to like 13 and they're like, they hate their mom, right?
That's a thing.
They potentially hate their mom.
Yeah.
And so, and then with boys, it could be the same thing, but flip or whatever, it doesn't matter. The point I'm making is that what I think about is not necessarily the experiences we'll have, because I would love to make equal fun experiences for all of them based on their likes and interests. But the fact that like my girls love me now, Atlas is such a mommy's boy. And when my girls get to an age where they may not want to be hanging out with their dad, Atlas and me might be closer at that point.
Okay.
So I feel like I have my lifespan covered in regards to my kids liking me. Have you thought about that? And if you have, if you haven't and are now, how does that make you feel knowing that in your mind you're having one kid? That means you have one chance to make this super strong relationship. And if you go through some rocky times, there's no other kids on your side.
Yeah, then I just got to rely on the dogs. No, like I'm sure like there's got to be like the first, I get like, because your kids don't play sports now, do they?
Well, like Sunny asked to play soccer and Joey took tennis.
Okay.
So they played sports.
Yeah.
But I don't know, whatever they'll like. I think like you can't control it. It's gonna be what their friends like.
Giving him his first like nudie magazine or like anything like that.
There's no nudie. He's gonna go into his nudie like AI augmented reality world. He's not getting a magazine.
Snow White naked.
He's gonna be like and just like step into it. Yeah, I'm like scared about all that shit.
It's gotta be real hard. And then also like the whole sex conversation. Right? Yeah. Having that with a little boy is very different.
Yeah, I wouldn't have that sex conversation with any little boy.
But I'm saying,
you mean a boy or like a guy, a male.
Sure, like your kid with Atlas.
Yes.
Having that conversation
when he's older
is very different than, I feel like it would be a lot more natural for you to have it with Atlas than you to have it with Joey and Sunny. Absolutely. Right? And it's just like,
I mean, I don't know. It just depends on the kid and the situation and when you're doing it. Like we talked about that with Joey already.
You have to. It's a weird time out there.
But there's a great books and things like that for it. So I don't know if there's going to be
Were you happy to have a boy, to break up the girl?
Yes. Oh my God, yes. The doctor called me, our doctor at Sinai, Jamie's OB.
Which, was it the same OB for? So
we wanted to do, it's not the same one, but the one that's delivering Jess is the one that delivered Sunny.
Yeah.
So, the OB called me. We're going to do like a gender reveal, nothing big again, not trying to create a crazy, it doesn't need to be a blowout. It was just a nice moment for my family to reveal the gender.
Yeah.
And so I'm the one who finds out because I'm the one who plans the little reveal that we do.
Yep.
So I'm okay to know. No one else knows.
Yep.
And so Jamie's doctor called me and she said, Jamie said that if you get a boy, you're not going to have any more kids. Like a joke, like every time she kept on getting pregnant, she goes, if you have a boy, Jamie said that you're not going to have any more kids. Is that true? I said, yes. She goes, you're not having any more kids. And I'm like, it's a boy. And it was like crazy exciting because it's nice to get that's, I don't know, the mix.
Yeah.
Listen, I want a hamburger and I want to like grilled
nuggets.
Chicken and nuggets.
With 14 sweet and sour sauces.
Hamburgers are delicious, nuggets are good, but it's great when they're all together.
That's what I had last night for dinner. McDonald's. I had McDonald's. I had Big Mac and nuggets.
McDonald's is so good.
I'm a 14-year. No, I'm younger. I eat Uncrustables every day.
What flavor?
We only have strawberry in Canada. Yeah.
Oh, I go to Buffalo. I import.
But yeah, I think it's kind of cool to have a mix. I totally thought we were gonna have a girl, and I always thought maybe I'd be a better girl dad than a boy dad. Now I'm like super stoked to have a boy. I'm already like looking at outfits.
They both have their benefits.
I'm just like, he's going to be like the coolest freaking kid.
They all think that.
No, but he's going to be the coolest kid. Like Jess is super
The kids
hot.
on the playground will decide
he's
that.
He's going to run the playground, man.
Why? What kind of character traits do you think you have?
I ran like an underground pog rain.
We all did. That was Temmie.
It was like, you
were his lackey.
I was nobody's
you were the pog
lackey.
carrier.
I was nobody's lackey.
So then what? So you knowing that you're having a boy, is there any like, again, we say boy, girl, doesn't matter. You're having a kid.
Yeah.
What kind of smaller things are you thinking about of maybe creating memories or traditions that you would like to do besides the big things? And again, there's no wrong answer, and you may not have thought about this yet, but even in this conversation, like, is there any little things that you can make, like, bring joy to it on a daily basis?
Well, I got to see what he's like and what he likes and what he doesn't like, right? I was kind of thinking of like doing the one picture a day until he's like 18.
I was really into that too.
You know what I mean? But I feel like that's really freaking hard.
It's a big fucking commitment.
It is.
And like when he's like 7.5, he'll fucking hate you.
Well, you could see it in some of the photos.
Again. No, this is the day. No.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
You can't do that. That's too much of a tradition.
Yeah, I feel like we're being not loosey goosey about the baby coming. We're not massive planners.
Yeah.
Right. So like, and I feel like when you do plan for a lot of stuff, it can set you up for disappointment. So like, it's just, that's what I was saying is like, is there something that you did and it was just like, oh, it didn't.
That's exactly it. Is that like all the plans that we thought we'd do, like the picture a day and all these, like, or set up like a Gmail account for like the things that you end up not fucking doing, and you end up finding things that happen by accident. I make up a story that I tell Sunny. I've left her out of this whole conversation.
Sure.
I made it up one day, just this crazy fucking insane story about these gleebops that live in the forest and these fuzzle whizzles that lived on land and they interacted. It was just this whole like Pocahontas style story, just like but crazy with made up words. And like I told her it once, like whatever, months before, whatever. And then she like recalled it. It's like, can you tell me the story again? And I had to make it up again because I didn't remember. But it's these moments of interaction where you can find these opportunities. And if you're aware enough to like recognize like, wow, he's really loving this. This is cool. I'm going to lean into this more. That's basically what I did.
Yeah. It's funny. Cause like when you said you were having the first kid out of all of us, I always knew you were going to be the most fun dad out of all of our friends. Right. Just cause of like the way that your brain works.
Yeah.
Cause you're weird. And you have to be though. It's a
backwards compliment, but I like it.
But it's true
you're
though. Like who wants
fucking weirdo, but you're a great dad.
No, but like who wants to be boring? Right?
Yeah,
and that's
you want to stand out. You want to have your kids feel like your parents are the coolest.
Exactly, and it's not about the material things. It's about how you mold their minds, and it's. As me, like I like things. I've always been a liker of things and stuff.
You're preaching to your partner here. Me and you are consumers.
Exactly. Since we were
buying the coolest
for the first paycheck we ever got, right?
Wireless headset microphones at DJ bar mitzvahs when everyone else used wired mics. Like you didn't even need that. No. We wanted to look the coolest and
we
have
wanted to
the
be
best.
Different.
Yeah.
And I think like the way that our brains work, like yes, we can create the characters, we can create a world or whatever. And it's those little things that they're going to be like, yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
But are you scared for when that sparkle dulls from them?
Yeah, of course. I don't want them to grow up, but every year I'm like, oh, I just want them to stay this age. So I've noticed that there's benefits to all the time that's passed on each of them. And again, like I get to relive moments, and I'm not trying to get you to have more kids because it's not your decision.
Yeah.
It's actually
that's like
Jess's decision. If she chose to have, if she's like, I want another one, you probably yield and say, okay.
There's no chance.
If she said it,
she wouldn't.
Ever heard of like a
sure? Yes. I do whatever she says. I do whatever she says.
Yeah. So anyways,
she tells me your decision. Yeah, it's not my decision.
Going through those moments again, experiencing the 3-year-old age, experiencing the 4-year-old age, the 1 to 5, 8, doing that has been really awesome because I get to, try the things I did and do different stuff and create new memories and bring Joey in on memories for Atlas stuff I did with her. So it's really awesome. And I have a lot of great memories as a kid, and I'm hoping that I'm creating great memories now. And hopefully you will as well.
What age was a complete nightmare?
I think like the worst age is really around like Atlas isn't there yet, but I think it's 3.
Is he going to get there?
I hope he stays till 3.
No, I'm not saying that. Is he going to get to that asshole stage?
I don't know. I have never had a boy before. Maybe it was a girl thing, but like everyone says like terrible 2s, right? You've heard that phrase. Yeah. For me and my kids, it really has been more like terrible 3s.
What kind of shit went down?
Just like they're now like more aware that they're still babies in a sense that like they can't do much on their own.
Yeah.
You still have to watch them, in other words.
Sure.
But they're like smart enough to talk back and smart enough to realize that if they cry and whine, they get their way, and, you know, not go to sleep and be aware of like, I don't want to go to sleep, and just like being dicks, right? They're going from like completely like unconscious, like little, like I said blobs. In week 1, like blobs, to things that can actually think for themselves. And I feel that happens more around the 3 mark. 2 as well, but 3 is like, I don't know. It's just, I felt that's a bad age.
I think I'm excited for them for Francois to start talking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like the first little bit, it's just like,
I told you this first 6 months,
just
it's
keeping him alive.
It's like, there it is.
Here's
right.
baby.
But you're right. Like when they start doing anything that's not involuntary, right? So like,
sure.
You know, throwing up and spitting up, that's all involuntary. But when they start trying to crawl and intentionally moving and do it, amazing. When you do something and they laugh because you did it, amazing. That's when it starts to get really great. I didn't love the early times. I don't love babies. I think all babies look the same. I think they're all pretty ugly for the most part. There's like these weird things. So like even my babies, like they're just it's a task. They're a task.
What was Joey's first word?
Oh, fuck, I should know this.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to ask you about all 3. So
no, I don't.
It's not a core memory.
I don't. For me, no. Or for her, I'm sure. I don't know.
How would she remember her first word?
She wouldn't.
What was your first word?
Mine?
Yeah.
Chocolate, I think.
That's a long word.
But I didn't call it chocolate. I called it something even longer. My parents said, pokey die. Oh, that's popsicle. Challah. I called chocolate challah.
That's bread.
Yeah, in our religion.
Very smart child he was.
I don't know, man. I wasn't exposed to a lot. We didn't have the internet when I was a kid. It's just the way it was.
I didn't have ChatGPT to run my life.
You said, seriously. But you said like planning, right? People think the first word is a big thing. For us, it was just something that happened in passing. It's like there's so many better things happening. What was
like the first big memory
for me or them?
For you,
I get confused. For me, it's the first time that like they smiled, like that they reacted to me. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a smile. For all the kids, the first memory is where I did something
and you got validation.
And I got validation that they understand me finally.
Okay.
They understand me. You're laughing, but you'll understand fully when your kid's born. They finally can see me, not even physically, but they understand that I did something.
Yeah.
And that I'm not just talking to a wall, right?
Do you think that it's going to get to a point where
maybe it is crazy selfish? Maybe it's like super self-indulgent if I'm reflecting deeply on it. Do you
think it's going to get to the point where they might be like, Dad, stop? Like,
yes,
stop
they are already. Joey's
stop
like that.
being so extra. Stop being so.
No, they're not going to use words.
Not like I'm not saying. I'm not saying
so extra, Dad.
I'm not saying that's what they're like. The meaning behind it. Stop being so flamboyant. Stop,
I get it.
Stop being so Carson.
Yes, Joey's already started.
What bothers her?
When I kiss her all over her face.
And then so you go extra hard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do not let her go.
No.
I am still much stronger than her.
She is.
I can hold her down and she can't stop me. I can kiss her all over her face and she says no and screams. Friends? I've done it in front of her friends. I love to embarrass her because she finds me funny, embarrassing, right? I'm on videos. She knows me as a little bit like Robin Hood knows me, right? Like It's this character she sees me as at times. So like I'll walk into somewhere where we're in public and I'll just start screaming like, Joey, like, I love you. You're the best. Like just screaming crazy shit and just like embarrassing her extremely, but also her loving at the same time.
What was one like scary memory? First scary memory? Where you're like, oh fuck. Like you ever like leave her somewhere?
No.
Couldn't find her?
There is moments
she got stuck in like a garbage can.
No, but when you're at the park, this has happened recently. When you're at the park or something like, and all your kids are there, right? Three kids, so you have to.
Yourself?
You're playing like the field.
You're doing this by themselves?
I've done it myself many times.
Do you have like the children leashes?
No, but you know what I do have?
What?
I do. You know what I do have? In my kids' bags, I have the Apple tags.
Air tags?
It's a big thing right now.
I just saw such a great invention in the shoe insole.
Yes, I saw that too.
I'm like, why didn't I invent that?
We're in the same algorithm right now.
Why didn't I invent that? I'm telling you, it's parent stuff, dogs, and guitars.
Yeah.
That's all.
And if you can combine all three, then you've had a very
Partridge
successful career.
Yeah. So you're at the park?
Yeah, at the park, and like
it's scary just going to the park?
Yeah, because when you look away for a second, and if your kid moved positions and you don't see it, there's a quick heart drop. Atlas today was like, we were leaving my house, so I bring all my kids outside and I put them on our porch as we start loading them into the different cars that they're going into.
Sure.
And Atlas just started like walking, essentially running towards the end of the driveway, right? And a step off, like cars are coming. Luckily my street's not super busy, but there are cars coming, people going to school and work and shit.
Yep.
And so like, as he's stepping, you're literally having a minor heart attack. Jamie's a screamer. She's like, the whole fucking street will hear.
Yeah.
Where I am just as scared, but I do not say anything.
How'd you get him to stop?
I took like 4 steps and I was there. He's 2. No. He's not running that fast.
No.
I went like, but like in that split second, which seemed like forever, it was a memory that's going to stick with me. But that's what it's about. Like memories, you can't control the memories, right? Like your goal is for you going into this, and me still doing this, is to try to create wonderful memories for them and do that through traditions and experiences and celebrations. But it's not always going to go your way, like you said.
Yep.
It's not going to be what you planned. But if you're smart enough, creative enough, loving enough, you can turn a moment into something amazing, and it can have a bigger impact than you think. So like hopefully, I'd say don't start overthinking the memories you want to create. Let them happen.
That's the best way to do it. Just let them happen naturally. Do you guys do like the dinner together every night? Is that like a memory you're trying to do? Because I feel like a lot of families force that.
No, we don't. And that's only because sometimes I'm working or, recording a podcast.
There you go. And you're listening at home.
And it's tough, right? Me and Jamie sometimes want to eat a little bit later. We might have had a late lunch, so we'll sit with the kids and feed them.
I called you yesterday at 5:30 and you were having dinner.
Yes, we all ate together yesterday.
And how was that? You said it was...
what did I eat?
I don't know. You said you had a crazy story.
I haven't slept.
Oh, you were at Duff's.
Oh, yeah, we were at Duff's.
You were at Duff's.
That was 2
days
nights
ago. You said you had a crazy story. See, my days all blend together.
Yeah, your days blend together, and soon they're going to blend together even more. So, yeah, man, got to create those memories.
Yeah.
And maybe this podcast will be one day a memory for them.
Are you going to show it to the kids? I think that's the cool thing about this podcast, man.
Yeah. My
kid's going to have an identity crisis. He's like, wait, you want to name me Francois? You want to name me Horst?
You talked about cutting my dick off?
Yeah, like what's going on?
Dad, turn this shit off.
Horrible.
And at that point, like you're already super famous.
We haven't even started yet. Wait till freaking season 2 and he's shitting all over me.
Wow, that's the best kind of teaser you can give us.
Someone warned me about the sneeze shit. Like when kids will sneeze.
We'll get into that.
And it.
Oh my God! Don't.
That's a memory.
That's a whole episode in itself. So Paul,
memory.
So let's wrap it up. You got this. You got a little bit of
memories.
And do you think? Are you going to reflect now more on the memories that you had as a kid in a deeper way now that you're going to be?
Yeah, I feel like every time that we do an episode, it kind of brings me back because I've never really actively thought about my childhood.
Yeah, it triggers you.
So like it's...
I'm going to make you cry.
Yeah, I'll definitely cry because we're heading to November.
You almost lost it with your dogs.
No, I wasn't even close to crying. I was
felt like you were gone.
No, man, Brooklyn holds a very nice piece in my heart. And
of course, everyone loves
lovely
their dogs,
memories with her. But yeah, I think like this is a really cool thing that we'll have memories, obviously doing this together. We'll have the memories for the kids. And the longer we do this,
and hopefully you'll have some memories too.
Yeah. And if you want to remember something.
And how do they do that, PG?
You'll remember to smash that like button if you're watching on the YouTubes.
Yep.
Hit that subscribe, the bell across any of the platforms.
There's lots.
We got lots. We got Spotify.
Yeah. Okay. So now Apple. We're talking about the audio part. We're on Spotify.
I'm going everything because we only do the video on the YouTube.
Just fucking do it. I feel it.
You got it?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm ready.
So
List it off.
Apple Podcasts.
Yes.
Spotify. iHeartRadio. Amazon Music. We got Podbean's built-in player.
Yeah.
We got Instagram Reels.
Yep.
We got the Facebook pages.
Yep.
We've got the TikTokers.
Oh, TikTok is so good.
I don't get TikTok at all. We're all over the place, but if you are watching us somewhere, leave a comment below. Let us know what you want to hear about if you're going to be a dad, if you're a mom, if you're expecting, if you got 14 kids.
You're a cool uncle.
If you're a cool uncle. If you don't want to have kids, you just want to listen to two guys talk about a lot of stuff and make weird, obscure 90s movie references.
Just go completely off tangents.
And just that's what we do. So
just lots of ways to kind of stay connected. So do so because we want to hear from you. And on that note, this has been the Dad Collective podcast with
Paul
and say my name.
I don't want to.
And Daniel.
Okay, so everyone calls him Carson.
Oh, we're extending the show?
We're extending. He just doesn't want to. Let us know if you want to call him Carson, you want to call him Daniel.
You can call me Carson. Not everyone calls me Carson, but it's very strange for myself to call myself Carson when I have other Carson people in my family. It's very simple. It's straightforward.
They all look the same.
And on that note,
have a great night.
And I guess happy Halloween.
Boo.
Make sure you tune in each and every week for a brand new episode of The Dad Collective.